In a recent live stream, two new-to-the-game players joined me to clear the weekly invaded missions. Before they joined, I was running a solo DPS build. It was built around 4 pieces of Heartbreaker, the Momento backpack, and Fox's Prayer knee pads. As I do not have a support build in my loadouts, I quickly replaced the Heartbreaker gear pieces with the true Patriot and replaced my Police M4 with St. Elmo's engine. As is, it was an effective support build, but I decided to tweak the build to see if it could be enhanced. I have 2 versions of this build. One is an enhancement of the original concept that offers high survivability and excellent team support. The second build offers much higher DPS, but has less inherent survivability and reduces the rate that the Patriot set cycles through its flag colors. This version's also a lot harder to farm for as it requires a very specific chest piece. So let's get into it. Hey everyone, it's Agent Meat from Delta Tactical. With the build that I'm currently running, I've switched from what I originally had, which was Technician, to Survivalist. There's a lot of choices that can be made here. All will enhance the build. I ultimately chose to run the Survivalist specialization because I am running the Fixer drone and wanted to increase the amount of outgoing healing that I was offering to the rest of the team. This specialization also gives 10% bonus damage to targets with status effects, and I am running St. Elmo's engine, so I will be periodically status affecting the targets. You also get the fire grenade, so again, the build is built around taking advantage of offering that extra damage to them. The Demolitionist specialization would be an excellent choice as well because it does give everybody 5% damage to targets out of cover. The build is very similar to what I had originally equipped. Different specialization as we've already discussed. Running the St. Elmo's engine, and I'm running the stage left as my secondary for Perfect Sledgehammer. If I am going to use the grenades at any point, I will switch to this weapon to take advantage of it. Dealing damage with a grenade applies a mark on the target. Targets with the mark will take 40% more damage to armor and have a minus 30% movement speed. The mark will disappear after 10 seconds. So this is an excellent way to offer up some additional damage for your team. Pistol is completely optional. I'm running the Orbit. I don't think in any of the gameplay that you're going to see it was out at all. Primarily, I am using St. Elmo's engine. In fact, just about exclusively using St. Elmo's engine. Although it lacks a damaged target, the shock ammo is not to be discounted. There's a couple of times where it came in absolutely clutch, where we were up against Chungas, and that's when the shock ammo decided to show up. Plus, it has some of, if not the best mods in the game. You get plus 20% crit damage, plus 30% rounds, plus 20% weapon handling, and plus 20% crit hit damage. And I did build around that on purpose. So the build itself is 4 pieces of True Patriot, Momento backpack, and a Cheska holster. That's there to get my crit chance up to where I wanted it for the build. It is crit chance, crit damage, plus an armor core, and again, that is done intentionally to give me the 1.9 million armor that the build offers. So it does have 6 armor cores, 1 damage core from Momento, 1 skill tier from Momento, which definitely does help. The True Patriot gear set, with 2 pieces, it gives you 30% ammo capacity, which is huge. 3 pieces gives you a 30% magazine size, which, again, with St. Elmo's engine is unbelievable. If you've just reloaded, it gives you 92 rounds with basically 1 in the pipe, 91 round magazine. It takes you into the realm of an LMG, but with a much higher rate of fire, it's much more accurate, plus it gives you shock ammunition. So this is the first piece. It's got an armor core, it's got crit damage, and a crit damage mod. Next piece is the Momento backpack. It was chosen for its enhancements to survivability. It also buffs your skills, which we'll get into in just a second. I'm not going to talk so much about the short-term buffs because I'm not really playing into those with this build. It's more about building up your long-term buffs and then keeping them. For each trophy collected, you gain an additional 1% weapon damage, 1% skill efficiency, and 0.1% armor regen for 300 seconds. Once you're fully stacked at 30 stacks, that's 30% additional weapon damage and 30% skill efficiency. My Fixer drone is 30% more efficient. That includes its duration, skill haste, which is how quickly it comes back, but it's also its outgoing healing. So it's doing more heals. And I'm using it mostly to heal my teammates. And then from a personal survivability standpoint, I am getting 3% armor regeneration. And then with the short-term buffs, I'm not moving around as much as I would if I was running a run and gun or a DPS build, but I am collecting the trophies mostly at the end of each room. Second piece of True Patriot, and again, this was chosen intentionally, is the backpack. It increases the red, white, and blue rotation speed of your flags over your right shoulder to 1.5 seconds from its default 2 seconds. The flag colors are switching every 1.5 seconds with this build, and it's a good time now to talk about the 4-piece because we are running a 4-piece. Red, white, and blue. Every 1.5 seconds, enemies you shoot receive a stacking debuff of red, white, and blue. Red amplifies enemy damage taken by 8%. White, shooting the enemy repairs the attacking agent's armor by 2% once every second. And blue decreases the enemy's damage dealt by 8%. All of these are fantastic debuffs for running in a group. Once you've got them at full flag, which means red, white, and blue have all been applied, enemies that die while under the effect of all 3 debuffs create a 5-meter explosion dealing damage equal to their total health and armor. Explosion damage is reduced on named enemy deaths. And you will see this in some of the gameplay where you've got a group coming out of a doorway, one of them gets fully flagged and explodes and takes out the entire group that's in the doorway. So it is a very effective debuff to apply as quickly as you can. The backpack itself is running crit damage and its default armor core. It's also running a crit damage mod. Forgot to mention on Momento, I am running a crit chance mod to get my crit chance up above 50%. Third piece is the gloves rather. Armor and crit damage. We've talked about the Cheska holster. It's crit chance, crit damage, and I've swapped it over to an armor core. And the last piece is the knee pads. These are running armor and crit damage. So all 4 pieces have been rolled to crit damage. They all have armor. These have all been optimized. I've had these pieces for a while, so these have all been optimized over time. When I first put this together, there was a mix of crit chance and crit damage, but again, running St. Elmo's, I was able to roll everything over to crit damage and take advantage of the mods that St. Elmo's engine provides. The 2 skills are a Revive Hive and the Fixer Drone. And that's the build in a nutshell from a stats perspective. The main weapon is without Momento buffs is running at 76,000 K of damage. It's at 52% crit chance and 148.8 crit damage. 75% headshot damage. I'm trying to take headshots where possible, and I'm getting slowly better at it. So bear that in mind. It's important to understand where your damage is coming from in order to take maximum advantage of it. But at the end of the day, my job in this role is to support my other teammates and apply the red, white, and blue debuff to as many targets as possible. 1.861 million armor, which rounds to 1.9. There's no armor on kill or armor regen inherent in the build, but again, as we discussed, we're running Momento, so I will ultimately have 3% armor regen. 10% protection from elites, that comes from the watch. Same with the explosive, hazard, and bleed and blind resistance. Those all come from my watch levels. Caveat with the build, this character has a fully maxed out watch with everything applied, so most of my builds that I put out videos for, I'm running it with an alternative character that does not have any watch levels applied, so that when you put this build together, you will outperform what you're seeing here. This build is more aimed at experienced players whose watch is maxed or very close to maxed out, so you can take advantage of the watch levels and support newer to the game players. And that is not to say that this build cannot be run with lower watch levels. What you will end up missing out on is the additional ammunition capacity. Now, True Patriot does enhance that, so you're going to be well above what you would hold by default. But you will be missing out on things like additional crit chance, crit damage, accuracy, stability, etc., etc. You will come very close without a maxed out watch, but you won't have exactly the attributes you've just seen here. So that's build number 1. Build number 2 is more of a DPS build. What you're going to see for gameplay at the end, and I'm doing it all at the end so that you can watch it or not, you can skip it. It will be timestamped so that you can pick and choose. This build, again, is more of a DPS build. It has less survivability. We're at 1.5 million armor, and it's running double companion to take advantage of the additional damage that you can do with that. In this case, I leaned heavily into doing damage. I went with the gunner class to give a little bit of survivability with its armor on kill. So the gunner class gives you 10% armor on kill. It also gives you every third reload is 50% faster, and you generate 10% of total ammo capacity every 60 seconds. Party members receive 5%. So think of the first build as a full-on support build. think of this one as a DPS build with support attributes. Most of the pieces are the same. In this particular case, I've included the holster with crit chance. All of the mods are crit damage. This one is a Cheska backpack with companion, crit damage, crit chance, and a crit damage mod. This one is not too difficult to farm for. It's harder to get it to drop with a double crit roll so that you can re-roll the target, or sorry, re-roll the talent, but not that hard to get. The one that is really difficult to get is the named electrique piece, the Henri. You need it to, in order to build it this way, you need it to drop with the two attributes you want so that you can re-roll it from, I don't remember if this one is a skill tier by default or an armor core. I don't remember off the top of my head, but in order to roll it to weapon damage, you need it to drop with both crit chance and crit damage. Other than that, the build is largely the same. I'm running the rock and roll shotgun. Again, this is just for my own personal, if I get in too close, it does a large burst of damage, so that one is there as my backup. Same St. Elmo's engine, and the rest of the pieces are more or less identical. Again, what you'll see, oh, and in this case, I'm running the explosive seeker mine. I'm not sending it, I'm deploying it to keep at my feet to proc companion at all times. This has quite a long duration, so it stays out and with you for a good long period of time. The second skill that I'm running in this case is the striker drone, because again, this build is more offensive than defensive. And last, we'll have a look at the stats. So for this, we're up to 111,560 for the weapon damage. We're at 58% crit chance, 160.6 crit damage, 75% headshot damage. 1.47755 million armor, rounds to 1.5. We've got 1.47755 armor on kill, and this time we're not running Momento, so that's basically all we get for armor regen. No protection from elites on this one, and again, the rest of the stats that you see here are due to the watch level, which we've already talked about. With the gameplay that's going to follow, the first two runs will be the group runs, so that you can see how both builds perform running through Lincoln Memorial on Heroic. The interesting thing was, and part of the reason that I ended up going back to the Memento-based build is, this is the build that we used on the first run, so I'm going to show it first. We had a rogue encounter in one of the inside rooms with 3 heroic rogues, and I did go down at one point. I was right beside Cypher, so he was able to pick us up. The interesting thing was, when we finished the run, our DPS numbers were almost identical, whereas when I put on the second build, the total output of damage was higher, with Cypher having 1.3 billion damage and me having 250-ish million damage. So this one, or the other build, the one I showed first, is very much a team buffing build, whereas this one is a DPS build that has some support characteristics. So with that, I'm going to roll the gameplay. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And for everybody, please interact with the video in one way, shape, or form, as it helps the YouTube algorithm get the content out to a wider audience. It's Agent Meat signing off, and enjoy the gameplay. And I'm ready when you are.
All right, let's do it.
I'm going to play from back and just try and hose everybody down for you.
You to secure the memorial and remove the True Sons forces. They maintain this outpost. True Sons will be a direct threat to the campus.
Oh, she's lit up. I can see her little flag. I'm afraid to move up. Don't they come down here as well?
Only in the invaded. This is the one where they spawn at the back door.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
The invaded's the one where they drop in by helicopter.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the memorial compound. They're moving south. There's a gate between you. It looks closed from here.
Agent, you'll need to find a way to open that gate.
Are we trying to speed run this or?
Nah, well, I mean, if I'm not going to be, I've opened everything here, so it's of limited value for me, you know, opening all the rooms. So semi-speed run.
Gotcha.
But I'm going to be stopping to loot. And you're running your strikers build, correct?
I am.
Cool.
Going high. High left.
Okay. I'm going to stay down then. I'll go up.
Roger that. I got him suppressed right now.
Yeah, going up. I think the big guy's out.
Roger that. As soon as you get up, let me know. I'll take my arm off of him.
Good to go. Down.
Oof. He went up in a blaze of glory.
Yep.
All clear. I repeat,
All clear.
the compound is all clear.
No, that can't be all of them. Check the interior while I get Henry's people to maintain the perimeter.
If you're watching the flags, red means you're doing more damage, white means that you're getting armor regen off of shooting them, and blue means they're doing less damage to you.
Okay.
Oh, excellent.
Rogue agent.
All right, one at a time.
And hold on. Let me get my skill back up. And I'm putting my turret on.
Okay. I didn't have companion proc for that one. So let's try and stay somewhat close together so we can support each other and we can focus one at a time if possible.
Roger that. Let's stay back close to this room so we can
Yeah.
retreat if we need to.
Agreed. I'm just going to go up
Alrighty.
to the picture of Lincoln here.
Roger that.
Rogue airburst seeker mine detected. Hostile airburst seeker mine detected. Rogue incinerator turret detected.
I'm not doing anything from over here.
Incinerator turret detected.
Got two of them fully flagged.
detected.
Nope.
Agent down.
I thought I was down behind cover. Apparently I was not. Healing up.
Rogue restore hive detected. Hostile restore hive detected.
Flanking on the right.
System curtailed. System back online.
Excellent.
I'm going to move up to that wall.
Okay.
Hive coming in, hive coming in. Still not getting a shot.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
We got a flanker.
Yeah, we do.
Rogue airburst seeker mine detected. Hostile airburst seeker mine detected.
Fucker threw up a decoy.
You might be flanking again.
Yep. Second one down.
Third one down.
Nice.
Agent eliminated. Damn it. The True Sons have turned the memorial into a base. There's an area beneath you with increased security. Isaac can't access data on this location. Stay alert. I don't know what you're walking into.
Did you grab that box back here?
I did. I got it this morning, earlier. So I don't know if it's available for you.
Yep.
I opened it up for you. I don't know if they're already empty, but
Yeah, the gun cache was still open, so.
okay.
Or available. Oh shit. I'm at the next door.
Fuck this noise.
DC-62 detected. Heads up. Isaac just ID'd those shells as chemical weapons. Can't afford to let the True Sons escape with those. You gotta find a way to close up that tunnel.
Yeah, I just wish that was a shorter animation for picking out that gear.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, good to go. Hey, your little mind fucks me up a little bit. Got one flanking you. Clear.
Yep.
According to the schematics Isaac pulled upstairs, you can lock that tunnel door from their control center. That should keep them from being able to transport those mortars loaded with toxic fuel.
Got one coming around.
Down.
Go pop this box real quick.
That should keep them from getting more of those mortars.
You think closing the tunnel is smart? Fuck you. You
Gotta check. Most of the time, nothing there now, but
Yep. And I'm going to play from the first pillar at the back of the room.
roger that. Left or right? I'll go right.
Good work. Go on ahead, back up. The team from the campus is taking position inside the memorial.
Perfectly timed shock round on the part of my St. Elmo's.
Right on. I love when that happens. I just love when it works.
Yep.
If you hadn't stopped them, I know they would have used those weapons on us, and we would have ended up like Castle. I can't tell you how relieved I am to have you on our side. Thank you. Today, we dealt a great blow to the True Sons infrastructure. We confiscated a massive cache of chemical weapons and eliminated a stronghold near the campus. You should be proud. You saved a lot of lives today.
Yeah, right on par, both. For a support build, you're doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's the double companion. It's because this one will actually do both. If you run it the way I had it set originally, there's far more armor and less damage.
Yeah, nicely done.
Yeah, not too bad at all.
I'm moving straight up.
Need you to secure the memorial and remove the True Sons' forces. If they maintain this outpost, the True Sons will be a direct threat to the campus.
Moving up to support you.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the memorial compound. They're moving south. There's a gate between you. It looks closed from here.
Agent, you'll need to find a way to open that gate.
I'm gonna go get into position.
Roger that. I'm moving right down to the regular standard.
Okay.
It allows me kind of to ignore the floppers too,
Nice.
knowing that you got them back if one or two get through.
Yeah, I'm liking this better. Be nice if we get rogues again, just as a test.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I forgot that we had those. That's probably why we didn't ran into the 16s. We probably could have finished that yesterday in the 15s.
Agreed.
My accuracy's already already better. Oop, down, coming back to you. Put myself in a bad position.
I'm coming to revive you.
Find a better position. One of ours is dead.
Come and help.
The division's nothing.
They're flagged. Heavy's flagged.
Moving to him.
Roger, cover me.
All clear. I repeat, the compound is all clear.
No, that can't be all of them. Check the interior while I get Henry's people to maintain the perimeter.
Okay, not a speed run. Not a speed run.
No, exactly. I'm going back for Momento trophies.
You're right on.
And loot.
I'm trying to remember where all these boxes are at. So Last couple of times I managed to find them, but I don't know exactly where they're at.
Right on. I just sicked my drone on you again.
Trying to move up to that first barricade mid-hall.
Behind you.
Intrusives have turned the memorial into a base. It's an area beneath you with increased security. Isaac can't access data on this location.
Ooh, got a box back there, don't we?
I don't know what you're walking
Yep.
into.
This is the first room with the box, right?
Yep.
It's right outside the door. I remember that one.
Careful with those rounds. You wanna kill everybody in here? Hear that?
Is there a box to shoot from here?
Yeah, it's if you look, what direction is that? That would be west.
Isaac just ID'd those
It's right
shells.
there. I've already gotten it.
Can't afford
Oh,
to let
okay.
your sons escape with those.
Oh, I see it.
You gotta find a way to close up that tunnel.
What I'll do is I'm not going to shoot them. I'll point them out to you, if that way you can shoot them, because that'll reinforce it. The next one's on the stairwell on the way down.
Okay, that's why you always stop there real quick.
Yeah.
They're all relatively close, so
Yeah.
moving midway.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna kill you.
Coming to you.
There's one right here on me. Thank you. Oh, I'm really challenging, aren't I?
No, that's what the build's for.
I'm trying to play a little bit more aggressive than I normally would to
And I'm not really paying
how
it.
you're doing.
Well, and I haven't been paying attention to see when my drone goes down, and I think both times you went down, the drone had just gone down. So my bad for not warning you. The next one is you can actually shoot it from the corridor over here.
That one's gonna be a tough one to remember. The others, not so much.
And then the last one is in the second last room over in the corner. And there's also a box top of stairs to your right.
Oh, yeah, I remember this next one. Gotta run to the back corner.
Okay.
According to the schematics, Isaac went upstairs.
Going, yeah, pulling up right here.
Door from
Okay.
their control center. That should keep them from being able to transport those mortars loaded with DC-62.
You're going.
The other advantage to putting the build together this way is with the chest piece in place, the turnover rate between the three flag, or the three flag colors is higher. So they get full flagged quicker.
Nice.
And then right through here is the last. Okay, drone's on you. Drone's at about half-life, which should last the next room.
That should keep them from
Roger
making
that.
more of those mortars.
Moving up midway.
Okay.
Nice shot.
Good work. Go on and head back up. The team from the campus is taking position inside the memorial.
That was a lot smoother.
Yep.
If you hadn't stopped them, I know they would have used those weapons on us, and we would have ended up like Castle. I can't tell you how relieved I am to have you on our side. Thank you. Today, we dealt a great blow to the True Sons infrastructure. We confiscated a massive cache of chemical weapons and eliminated their stronghold near the campus. You should be proud. You saved a lot of lives today.
Those are the numbers that I was looking for.
Yeah, my accuracy was way up on that one, and the DPS as well. So yesterday was kind of like a false positive almost for you.
Like I said, when we were talking about this earlier, it's, the other version is an excellent DPS build that also does some support. This is a support build. If you get where I'm going with that is, one.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So
We dropped it by 2 minutes.
Dropped it by 2 minutes, but that's the rogues. But your DPS is up to where it should be for, having someone support you like this. And my DPS was half what it was the last time we ran this.
Right. Yesterday we were like neck and neck at about
512-ish, 515, something like that. Yeah. So I think this is the better support build. The other one is a DPS build that does support.